We chose the sublime Point Sublime to open up this 29th edition of the Tréfle Lozérien AMV. Every year they all want to be here. It took only 4 minutes for all the available places to be sold. Others would have loved to have been here too, the World Championship competitors who really had trouble on the Iberian swing. Pelle René, Nombotin, Tarou, Bourgeois and Larieux, none of them are here, and it means that only Antoine Mayo among the really top names is here. It's hard to see how he'll be beaten, even if those who love the classics will try to give it a go. I'm thinking about people, of course, like Emmanuel Albapar, Fabien Planet, Julien Gauthier, and Jeremy Joly is also here. So let's watch the Tréfle Lozérien all together. Yeah, Nombotin pulled out, and then it was Bourgeois and Pelle. And I had a little smile because along with Julien, we'd checked out this place, but they're top names, and they've proved themselves down the years. The ones who are here, especially on the last day, if we're not 20 or 25 seconds in front of them, it'll be dead for us. It's a real pity not having the duel with Pelle and Nombotin. I hope that they'll get back to fitness soon. It's a real pity. But I hope we'll have fun here with this great weather and a great race. Another major contender, Julien Gauthier, is just back from winning the Grappe de Serrano at the handlebars of his little 250 WRF, a weapon according to the B2R rider. But there are certain places where my bike goes really well, and maybe on the straights it's a little bit less powerful than the others, but it's more agile, it's lighter, and I think that all the bikes are at the same level actually. You can see that with all the World Championship riders. I think all the bikes here are equal. It's a really big race, this one. The Tréfle is the classic reference in France. It's really a beautiful race. There are a lot of riders here. It's important for the manufacturers. It's good to perform here and to win. On the menu on day one, 230 kilometers amidst the limestone and desert-like conditions. The superb Tarn gorges, of course, and the technical descent to the finish line in Saint-Ennemi. At lunchtime, it's time to rest at Point Sublime. There are professionals here, but above all it's a mass participation event. The Corsicans are out in force, just like every year. Oh, it's magnificent. Every year we come back and we say how beautiful it is here. Lozère is magnificent, it's true. And with weather like today, oh, it couldn't be better. In their baggage, they have a newcomer. Eric Sorby is discovering Enduro and its particularities. Yeah, there are trees, and no one told me. So, well, I'm having fun though. Did it fall? No. I just hit a tree. The man from Marseille gets involved and even puts in some top performances, like the third quickest time in a special. He finishes his first Tréfle in 26th position on his 125. Talking competition, there are 5 specials and a leaderboard is soon A development rider at Sherco, Fabien Planet only competes in the classics. Despite a third quickest time at the start of the day, he loses a lot of time because of a fall and finishes the opening day in 5th position. Just off the podium in 4th is Nicolas Deparois on his Husqvarna Atomic bike. Consistent in the specials, he does a 3rd fastest in the inline, but that's not enough to steal 3rd position from Manu Albepard. Albepard loves classics and is having a ball in the Tréfle Lozérien. He doesn't make any bad errors, but doesn't manage to stick to his rivals in front either. He's already 18 seconds behind Julien Gauthier. Having moved to a 250 Yamaha, he proves that he's perfectly adapted to his new machine. Gauthier superb in line and takes 16 seconds out of the man who wins the day. Starting 200th, far behind his rivals, Antoine Mayo loves the Tréfle and is in no mood to allow too much suspense. He's the leader of this 29th Tréfle Lozérien AMV. It wasn't easy, there's a lot of dust. It's true that the specials are really beautiful, but also behind that it's quite difficult to ride. There's no suspense, unfortunately there's no pella, no number count, so it's a bit monotone, but I'm enjoying it. I'm riding with my friends and I'm trying to enjoy the weather too. The next day, things get going again at 8 in the morning once more. Yesterday was really tiring. There was so much dust out there, stones too, and wind. I'm really tired now. It's going well. I hope it continues like that, but I'm a bit sore everywhere. The goal is to discover the region and have fun. We look at the times between us. We know that the scratch times aren't for us. Is there a fight? Yeah, of course. We're going to let Seb win, otherwise he's such a bad loser. He sulks. Seven hours of riding on the menu, right into the mouth of the beast. The beast is the Gévaudan, of course. A different decor now, vast fields and flowers, but it's still very technical for the riders. The standout part this day is the inline cross on the 3rd special. They were 15 at the start. Let's ride alongside Antoine Mayo for a top-level demonstration. He doesn't hold back, and in giving it his all here, he damages his rivals. Back to the paths before a pause at Saint-Chély. It's time to eat.
Yesterday was a completely different sort of day. Today's more in the trees, more technical, a bit more rocky going. Keeps you have to think a bit more today. But then suddenly you get a long lot of lanes and open going, and then next minute you're into trees, and rocks, and and the special tests today have been brilliant.
On regarde les paysages, on regarde un peu le chemin aussi.
Yeah, we look at the countryside, we look where we're going as well. There are animals everywhere, it's great.
Donc l'ensemble tout réuni, c'est magnifique.
Alors, comment c'est le trèfle?
How is the Tréfle, we asked.
Dur.
Hard, really hard,
Super
but it's
dur.
beautiful.
Mais
Oh,
super
yesterday
beau.
was
Ouais, non, hier,
for a
c'était
novice like me
franchement,
doing
pour un
a
novice
first
comme moi,
enduro. Well, I've done a lot
Enduro,
of cross,
J'ai fait beaucoup de cross. 10 ans, ça fait 10 ans que j'ai
but
pas
I
fait
haven't
de
done
moto
much
quasiment.
biking for about 10 years,
Donc
so
hier,
240 kilometers over the stones, oof, it was hard.
Par contre aujourd'hui, c'est
Today,
vraiment
yeah,
bien.
it's much better.
On voit depuis quelques années sur le trèfle, vous avez envie de vous investir encore plus sur cette épreuve?
Bah, j'ai toujours aimé
Yeah, I've been
l'enduro,
here for a
donc
few
c'est vrai
years.
que
I've always loved enduro,
depuis
and
quelques
I follow
années,
Jeremy
déjà.
around.
Et puis,
I've done
bah,
that
ça
for
me fait
several
plaisir
years.
d'être là et,
I have a lot of fun,
bah, tu
and it's
portes
great
ce
to be a
sport,
supporter here. Back to the competition, and 5 more specials. There's one where they all start in a group, and the day starts with an inline. All under the gaze of Franck Allard, the AMV boss who has made the trip to the Tréfle this year.
Le Tréfle, c'était un peu une
The
aventure
Tréfle was
du
a bit of an adventure at the start. We'd just started with AMV, Claude Michy, and Jean-Pierre Domergue had the idea to do this. I wanted to invest in the sport, and I wanted to put my heart into it with the clients, with all these people so passionate about biking. It's an adventure that has lasted. I didn't think at the start of it all that we'd do 30 years, so now I'm saying to myself, we'll do 30 more years.
Alors je me dis qu'aujourd'hui, on est parti pour 30 ans de plus, quoi.
On day 2, Jeremy Joly is the 3rd quickest in the inline, but he pays for a special stage 2 that he messes up. He does better than the previous day though, as he finishes 5th. He's still 6th overall. Joly hasn't got back to his wheel level, but he'll give up on nothing on the final day. 5th in the provisional standings is Nicolas Depawa. He didn't make the best start, and he must be bitter about that, as he lost 2 places from the previous day. But the private Husky rider pulled things around in the last 2 specials, with the 3rd fastest times. In 4th, Fabien Planet progresses from day 1, thanks to a great 2nd place on this stage. In line, he was formidable, but things don't go so well on the 2nd and 3rd specials. He finishes off the day in style, though, with the 2nd quickest time. I'm very happy. The scenery is great here. I'd like to thank the entire Moto Club, all the volunteers, all the sponsors. That we can ride in places like this in a magnificent region is magnificent. It's great. It's a feast for the eyes. 3rd overall is Emmanuel Albapar. He's 3rd on the day too, and surprises people with his fluent and incredibly effective style. He posts the scratch time on special stage 4, and he'd like to pick up another spot before the end. Yeah, I'll try to fight it out with Julien to keep my 3rd spot, and why not aim for 2nd? I'll have to keep an eye on Depawa, Fabien Planet and Jeremy Joly, because they could go well tomorrow. I'll have to be good tomorrow, yeah, that's true. Hanging on to 2nd position despite an average day is Julien Gauthier. 7th fastest times on specials 3 and 4 see him lose ground to Mayo, but he'll let nothing go on the final day. Even if he concedes, it will be difficult to keep up with his rival's pace on the specials already covered. Yeah, the start order will be reversed tomorrow, and the specials will be tricky. There are traps out there. You have to stay upright. It's the last day. I've got a bit of a margin over those behind me, so I'll try to keep in his wheels. Well, if we've not spoken about him yet on day 2, that's of course because he's still leading. Antoine Mayo wins the day and is now more than 20 seconds in front of his pursuers. He was 6th in the inline. He needed to overtake people because of his high start number. After that, he was first 3 times out of 4. It'll be very difficult to catch him, and the fans are right behind him. On the final day, the start is bumped forward to 7:30. In the park, we catch up with a former mountain bike champion of France. Romain is a local here. He's competing with a 125. He's accompanied by his sister, who rides a 450.
C'est vraiment un plaisir de rouler à la maison avec tous
Yeah,
les
it's
copains
great
bord de la
riding
piste.
at home
Ouais, on habite
with
avec
all the
deux
friends
grands
here.
petits et du coup, bon, on
We
connaît
don't
quand
live
même bien
far
le
away.
jeu et c'est génial.
C'est
great.
vrai que chez vous, la particularité, les garçons est en
With you, the
125,
particularity is that the lad is riding a 125, the girl has the 450. It's strange, no?
C'est ce que tout le monde dit.
That's what
mais
everyone
bon, c'est
says,
elle qui l'a voulu,
but she
du coup,
wanted that, and so she's got the bike.
Là,
J'ai vendu ma moto.
I sold my
avant le
bike a
trèfle,
month
du
before the
coup,
Tréfle,
je me suis
and
fait
so I
récupérer
signed
la
up at the
dernière
last minute.
Et voilà.
Elles sont une dizaine de filles.
There are
sur
10
le
girls
trèfle
competing here at the Tréfle Lozérien. There are champions, there are some who are in retirement, some are young mothers, and some just ride from time to time. We've got Samantha Tichet with us. She's the defending champion. She's from Lozère. She's at home. I'm here to win, says Samantha, but also to make Lozériens happy because it's my moto club organising this event. I'm happy. Some people are missing here, but it's true that 61st is the best result I've done, so I'm very happy.
Alors, de l'autre côté, on a une autre
Here's
championne,
another champion,
ex-championne du monde par équipe
a 6
au
days
Studio,
champion
Stéphanie Buisson.
in the team
Alors, elle a fait
competition,
de la
Stephanie
moto
Buisson.
son métier.
She's
Moi, j'ai
made
une petite
motorcycling her
question.
job.
Troisième
I've got a
jour
little
de
question for you. It's the third day.
On peut
How
encore
can you
se
enjoy it
faire
without being
plaisir
too
sans
tired? How do you
fatiguer. Comment
ride?
est-ce qu'il faut rouler?
Well, you've got to go to bed early. I sleep well, I eat well, and that's really important. On the day, you have to try to enjoy it, especially when you're out there racing. You've got to stay upright on your bike and enjoy the specials and apply everything you know about riding, and then you come through it well.
Bon,
We'll see that. I'm going to give you the microphone. I'm going to take the same bike as you, the 250 Charco, and we'll see.
Allez.
It's only by participating in it that you can really understand what the Tréfle Lozérien is all about. Villages turn out en masse to welcome the bikes. And then there's the decor with the margeride. The liaison is tiring, and it's early in the morning. We climbed and climbed to the culminating point of the département, the Mont Lozère, where the third special awaits us. I was able to really judge the level of the girls, the speed, how physical and demanding it is, whether it's the specials or the liaisons. Samantha Tichet was the class of the field. No arguments over her win. The local rider was relaxed throughout and pulled out her A game. She finishes 72nd overall, leaving a lot of male competitors behind her. Coach Stephanie Buisson is second, despite being beaten up by things with a hurt knee. She has to grit her teeth throughout the final day. Juliette Paulon completes the women's podium, proving that a woman can produce while riding a 450. Things are shaken up for the men for the final day. A reversal in the start order with the high numbers going off first. On the Tréfle, everyone can have fun. At the end of the day, though, the specials were in a bit of a mess for the elite riders. Sixth on the day, Nicolas Deparois won't finish top 5 in this edition, that despite a second place in the final special. The Atomic Moto A rider oscillates between 5th and 6th quickest times. Maybe he suffered as the tracks were so churned up. Almost 600 bikes have been through, and of course that left its mark. Jeremy Joly is doing better than at the start of the race. He takes fourth on the day thanks to his consistency, except on the second special, where he's only seventh fastest. The KTM free gun rider hasn't got up to speed, and that's borne out by the results. Fifth on the day, Fabien Planet has some regrets. He makes some mistakes over the weekend. His best display a third on Special 3. The rest, a mixed bag, 6 in Specials 1 and 5, 4th on Specials 2 and 4. The factory Sherco rider misses out on the overall podium by just 10 seconds, and that's infuriating. He wanted to claim second from Julien Gauthier. He succeeded, but on the day only. Manu Albapar was consistent and above all profited from his rival ending the day poorly to claim second on the day. Unfortunately for him, it wasn't enough to climb in the standings. The beta rider finishes the Tréfle in third. Second to Mayo since the first day, Julien Gauthier starts well with a scratch time and then goes off the boil. He finished third on the day, but stays second overall. At the end of a faultless weekend, Antoine Mayo produces 4 scratches out of 5 on Sunday. Mayo wins the 29th edition. It's the first time he's ever won this event, and his many fans can start to celebrate his success. It's a beautiful event. Great scenery, beautiful specials. I'm really happy to have won it at last and to have enjoyed the time here with my friends. Mayo wins his first Tréfle, 39 seconds clear of Julien Gauthier, who gave it a real go. Manu Albapar is third, 52 seconds behind the winner.
La Lozère, on l'a habitué à aimer la moto chaque année.
Well, in Lozère, we love bikes. Every year, the end of May, start of June, is the Tréfle Lozérien. Everyone takes part in it. For the Tour de France, lots of people come out and lots of people cycle. When you talk about biking, well, it's the Tréfle, it's the Tour de la Lozère. It's like the mini Tour de France. Well, the Tréfle isn't just about the riders and the fans. Without the volunteers and the organisers who spend months getting things right, this event just wouldn't happen.
Vous avez des muscles là pour taper un peu?
Oui, j'ai des muscles, j'ai cassé ma masse ce matin.
Moi, je suis très contente.
I'm really happy. I'm the oldest of the old here, but I'm really happy to be here because I love doing this.
Je me régale de fonctionner avec tout ce matériel. Grâce à ma... On se rend compte qu'on est grâce à ma pays.
Nearly 400 work with good humour before and after the event. To make the Tréfle last, the environment has to be respected. That's a badge of honour for this event. The aim is to clear everything up. When the Tréfle is over, everyone's behind me, and it's done all around the Lozère. Since Friday, well, Saturday and Sunday too, we've taken everything down. Nothing's left behind. It's a tradition. At the Tréfle, you don't just slink off. It's always spectacular to finish with the Trophée Caston, an elimination race in groups. Julien Gauthier gets out in front and hangs on for several corners. At the end of it, and this is traditional too, Mayo always wins. Well, that's brought the curtain down on the 29th Tréfle Lozérien. A real success and fun for the riders, spectators and all the organisers alike. Antoine Mayo with his first ever win. See you next year.